Seriously not for kids. Friendsim! Hi everyone, this is Jen, aka LaureledEevees, and welcome to Friendsim by What Pumpkin and Fellow Traveler. It's essentially a Homestuck dating simulator, but platonic, you know. It is rated M though, for violence, blood and gore, and strong language, but considering that this is Homestuck that we're talking about, and we're on Alternia, I'm not really surprised. I bought all of the volumes in the Halloween Steam sale. I'm just getting to this now, and I installed all of the volumes at once, so I'm not entirely sure how this is gonna pan out. How does this work? Anyway, I'm playing this game for 4 reasons. 1, the money when purchasing Friendsim and PesterQuest, it goes towards funding Hive Swap, and I need to see my son and Joey again as soon as possible. So, support the games. Buy Friendsim. 2, the trolls in the game are background characters in the next chapters of Hive Swap, so there might be callbacks in both the games, and that I would totally miss. I would totally miss those little Easter eggs if I didn't play this. It'd be fun if It'd be fun if things unlocked in Hive Swap for doing things in Friendsim, but I'd really doubt that happened. That would happen. What is this? Undertale? Pfft. Anyway, 3, PesterQuest, where you can befriend my other son, Carcat, and there are spoilers in there for this, so I can't play the games out of order. That's just how it be. 4, I have a ridiculous idea for an animatic that involves the characters in Friendsim, but I need to play the game so that I can actually learn about the characters and not just assume things. So I hope I can get around to making that, because that'd be so much fun. Oh gosh. Anyway, I guess setting. This is Troll 1994, and we're playing as the Microsoft Paint Adventure Reader, who's designed to be so gender neutral. I don't think they have chromosomes, but just a disclaimer, I'll probably screw up and call the reader a guy or use the he pronoun because cartoonist logic dictates I'm hardwired to assume that any characters that don't have eyelashes or feminine features, that they're male. As a kid, I thought for the longest time that Blue from Blue's Clues was a boy. I call Frisk from Undertale a he. I even think I believed that PM was a female until she was officially introduced in Homestuck. I might call people dude even, but I'm a Californian man. Call me Keenan and Kel because we're all dudes here. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings, so don't tell Mama YouTube on me. Also, I've yet to fully test this, but if you guys want me to try to stream Friendsim and PesterQuest on YouTube, you just let me know. I'll try to figure out how that works. I've not tested it at all, so I have no idea if my computer can handle that kind of nonsense. Anyway, enough with the talking. I already have all of the options figured out where it's like quieter on the volume and the sounds, and I disabled the flashing lights and anything that's skippable. So, let's close this menu and start. Oh, that's how this works. I see. Cool. So we're going on volume 1 of Bloodthirst and Bratwurst. I'm going into this mostly spoiler-free. I do know that there's hot dogs that are to be juggled, but that's about it. And also, I think one of the High Bloods is really fond of scrapbooking her subjugulations, so... and anything that they showed in the troll call up to, Hive Swap. That's about as far as I know. Okay? Okay, let's read. You have just crash-landed on a planet called Alternia and staggered from the smoldering wreckage of your ship. You are now completely alone in a strange world, desperate for information, for provisions, and possibly a bit of medical attention. But most of all, you are desperate for friendship. Won't someone on this godforsaken rock be your buddy? Any weirdo will do. You're not that picky. Hang on. What's this now? Is someone approaching? Who approacheth? Okay, we either... Oh, they changed these up, I think. They changed these up. I'll admit I did see up to this point on, like, another person's playthrough, just so I could be like, they're not going to show any, like, vital information, like, in the opening screen, will they? Okay. But yeah, I think I'll go with... I guess that's Daimian... Zekali. Daimian, Zekali. Or is it Zekali? It's gonna be Zekali. I can't. Hey, it's the background again. Sweet. Yes, someone is approaching, a strange gray-skinned alien with a cozy-looking vest. Perhaps they will make for a good friend. Oh wow, well, first of all, he's a soft-spoken boy because he speaks in parentheses. What a cutie. Oh, I get it, because it's like a hot dog. Oh, I get it. It's a hot dog. He speaks in hot dogs. This guy's obsessed. Anyway, let me think of a good voice for him. I'm gonna try to not make him sound exactly like Zephyros, but I make no promises. Okay. What's up? Oof. Hang on, sorry. I didn't get a good look at you before I started talking. I guess you're really weird looking. Kind of uncomfortable about this. Your stammering reply eventually conveys that you are a lost traveler who is hungry and probably in need of some medical treatment. You're also really lonely and wouldn't mind making a new friend right now. Hungry, huh? I see what your game is. You aren't sure what he's talking about. Then your eyes drift towards the obvious target, that exquisite-looking hot dog he's holding. It looks really, really good. Your mouth starts watering noticeably. Ah, no. I knew it. You're just like all the rest. Your agenda is to have me relinquish my delicacy. Well, forget it. I've been tricked out of 2 other oblong meat products this week already. I know you probably think I'm an easy mark due to my blood color, but I have some dignity at least. You don't know anything about his blood color, or why that would matter in this conversation, but his hot dog. You're hungry, sure, but you didn't mean to cast a threatening gaze at his meal. All you really want to do is make a new buddy, so you don't feel quite so alone in this strange new world. I see. You just want a friend and not my sweet meat. This isn't that kind of dating sim, Daimian. Diamond? It's Diamond. I keep saying Damien. It's Diamond. Okay, I got you. I got this. I figured it out. You can calm down now. Also, let me have a save and... Okay, what does that do? I guess it's just... And that's the skip button. I don't know what this is. I don't want to touch any of these buttons. I'm nervous, too. Anyway. Sorry. I get a little paranoid when I walk around with such delicacies in public. Can't be too careful. Folks tend to get that greedy look in their eyes around my warm sausage. These are odd ways to express the things he's saying, you think. But it would be rude to point that out. Probably best to change the subject. Get this blossoming friendship moving in the right direction. Ask if he lives nearby. Ask if you can have a bite of his hot dog. It looks amazing. No, I know what the... that's obvious, okay? You can't go with this. Come on, man. Yeah, or I used to, I mean. My place was bombed by drones a while ago. Now I don't have a hive, but I'm making it work out here. Foraging for tasty things where I can, and when I can. I've gotten pretty good at it. Talking to people giving me meat products. Talking to people into giving me meat products, I mean. You quickly feel a sense of pity for your new friend. You thought you had it rough. Crash landing here hungry and friendless, and come to think of it, feels like your arm is broken? Your ribs too, maybe. But enough self-pity. This is about making a new friend. You can ask your friend if there's anything you ask your friend if there's anything you can do to improve his life. Oh, wait. Are we friends now? Like, is that official? Man, I don't know. Why don't we slow it down a bit and see how things go? Not saying it's out of the question. I just think I should take some time to see if you're actually friendship material. Someone I can trust, you know? Not just another looky-loo gunning for my delicacy. Oh, dang. You got out over your skis again. Of course he's right. This is totally reasonable. You feel sure you can do it. No, you feel sure you can do what it takes to win him over. You make a mental note to avoid looking at or mentioning his hot dog, since it seems to be such a sensitive subject. Okay, I got it. It's locked on. You do everything in your power to avert your gaze from the hot dog. You are aggressively not looking at it, in fact. Don't think hot dog thoughts. Don't think hot dog thoughts. It's working. You aren't thinking about hot dogs at all. It's like he isn't even holding one. And no one even brought up the fact that hot dogs exist. He seems to notice, on some primal level, your current non-hot dog mindset. He smiles. You pay closer attention to the boy's face. It's a nice smile he has, actually. Very kind. Disarming. A few freckles here and there. A mop of messy hair draping over his eyes. What a nice friend this would be to have, you think. He's kind of adorable, really, if you disregard the prickling attitude about his hot dog. Okay, wait a minute. You don't want to start thinking about thoughts that are too friendly. You should dial this down a little, stick to the basics. You just want a cool new friend, nothing more. You should try to spark up some non-meat related conversations soon before things get awkward. You wonder about his house. It got bombed? Yeah, you know. Routine drone pass through my hood. A little bombing, little culling. That's how it goes around here. I was a lucky one. My Lucis, not so much. He's a goner. You don't know what a Lucis is, but you can deduce it was someone important to him who probably died in the bombing. Rather than overwhelm him with annoying questions about his culture, you decide the right play is to show some sympathy. Thanks. I miss him. Sometimes I think I enjoy savory bundleites as a way of covering up the pain. They're so good, though, it's hard to stop. I also favored them juicy meats before he died anyway. It's something we did together. How did we start talking about my hot dog once more? Let's drop it. Please don't bring it up again. You didn't bring it up, but you don't want to correct him. The boy is clearly grieving. You see two faint red tears roll down his cheeks from behind the messy bangs. Your heart can't take it. You have to console this homeless boy somehow. Then he'll definitely be your friend. But what to do? Give him a pat on the back. Give him a reassuring hug. I think hug would be going a bit too far. So let's try pat on the back. You keep it simple. Pat him on the back a couple times. Everything's going to be okay. Since you're his new friend, or at least working towards earning that status, he has a new ally to help him with whatever comes his way. He wipes his tears and appears to get himself back together. Your friendly gesture worked. You're right. I shouldn't let the past get me down. In a way, I'm free. Off the grid. They probably think I died. No need to worry about knocks on my door because I don't have a door anymore. Maybe I can live off the land for the rest of my life. Scrounging for sumptuous indulgences wherever I may find them. By rummaging through offal dumps or smooth-talking the right mark. Sounds like the life, honestly. I'll miss my Lucis, but I think he would be proud of me. If I can make it without him, If I can survive on my own, I know he would be proud. Maybe I don't even need to leave the planet. Maybe I can avoid taking the ordeals altogether. I can't test what you can't find. If I play my cards right, I can probably live to a ripe old age on this planet without getting caught. Like hiding in alleys and sewers, scraping together just enough succulent proteins to keep myself going. Honestly, I don't even need to get by that long, since I have a much shorter lifespan than most trolls. So I think I might just be able to make this work. You look confused at the last remark, but again, you don't want to be impolite. He holds up his hand as if to tell you not to bother. I can tell you're not from here, it's okay. Rust bloods don't live a long time. Blood classes higher than me live progressively longer the higher you go up. Sea dwellers live basically forever. It's kind of crazy and seems unfair, but that's how it is. I'd be jealous of them, but I think I'm not. I'm almost grateful I don't have very long to make it in this world. I don't know what I'd do if I had longer. I'm happy to settle to a nice short ride, keep a low profile, taking some good meat along the way. Nothing wrong with that life if you ask me. You understand, seems like a tragic story, but if your friend has made some peace with his destiny, you might as well too. You offer a sympathetic shrug and continue your impressive streak of consecutive seconds not looking at his hot dog at all. He smiles again. He seems to be relaxing, gripping the dog a little less tightly. That's good. You know, you're good at listening. Thank you. Not many people understand me at all. A lot of people find my overly possessive attitude towards meaty delights to be strange and off-putting. I've heard this more than once and lost some friends that way. Whew. There are some past personal dramas I do not want to think about, let me tell you. But you're different. Maybe you put me at ease because it's obvious you're even lower than me. No offense, but you are. Drones would vaporize a hornless goof like you, no questions asked. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. You laugh it off. You're not scared, you say. You survived worse. You pat your broken ribs and wince. You clutch your sore ribs with your broken arm, and wince even harder because of that. Oh, man. Looks like that arm's hurt, huh? Guess it's broken. Let's see what we can do about that. Here, hold this for a second. Oh gosh, he's trusting me with this hot dog. He hands you his hot dog without hesitation. Oh wow, he wants you to hold it? This is such a remarkable gesture of trust. You're overwhelmed. You gingerly take the hot dog with your good arm, being very careful. You hold the hot dog from beneath with your fingertips, as if it's a priceless, delicate treasure. He takes off his vest and puts it on the ground. He then takes off his shirt. You avert his eyes for a moment, then you realize that's silly. Nothing particularly indecent about this, you suppose. If he's comfortable, so are you. He then puts his vest back on, takes the hot dog back from you, and hands you the shirt. Here, make a sling out of it. That should help. He's right, it does help. Your broken arm is a lot more comfortable and secure. This shirt smells like meat, too. You can't tell if you think it's a bonus or if it's weird. You decide it's a bonus. This is your new friend. He loves meat and so do you. It's your greatest common interest, in fact. Nice. You know, I think we make a pretty good team. I don't know if I'm ready to officially call you my friend yet, but I may be getting close. You're pushing all the right buttons, man. Just being someone who listens and understands. You have no idea how much that means to me. Thank you. I've been told that I can't read a room if the layout was printed out on paper. So this is great. You're happy to hear this. It makes your heart sing. Well, if you're keeping it totally real, some of these things he's saying are just a little strange. Like maybe this boy wasn't really socialized properly by his Lucis, you guess? You think that might be his dad, but then again, you don't dare ask. Not when those positive feelings are flowing like this. Why kill the mood? He gets a little closer and swoops a hand through his thick black bangs. For the briefest moment, you catch a glimpse of one of his eyes. Regarding you fondly, your heart beats a little faster. He puts a hand on your shoulder. You're starting to wonder if all he's interested in is friendship? You're hoping that's all he wants. You don't think you're ready for anything more than that. You're desperate for friendship, or really companionship of any sort, but that's moving pretty fast for you. But you're too nervous to make your feelings clear on all this. If he goes any further, you're not sure if you'll have the will to protest. Listen, dude. This gorgeous meat product we both admire, I'm thinking maybe we share it. Oh, look at the blushies. Sorry. Okay. I think that sounds good, actually. Oh my. Yes. That sounds wonderful. You're so hungry, and you're beside yourself with gratitude that Diamond is willing to share with you something so precious to him. It really means a lot. Here, I have an idea. He brings his face close to yours and holds the hot dog between your faces, and both ends of the dog pointing to his mouth and yours. You're not sure what he wants you to do, but you can't find the breath to ask. It seems like he wants you to. Are you Lady in the Tramping a hot dog right now? Eat the hot dog with him, Lady in the Tramp style! Yes, if pressed on it, you agree that the act is uncomfortably erotic, but you have to admit, it is a good way to share a food item, whilst ensuring it gets split about evenly. And you absolutely loathe the idea of letting a friend down. It's completely at odds with your values as a person. You chomp down at your end of the hot dog, as he does with his, and simultaneously. Holy crap, that is so good. You take another bite, and he times his bite perfectly. He's eerily good at this game. It's throwing off your chewing a bit, which makes you cough a little when you swallow. But you don't feel like you can pause without breaking eating rhythm with him. Might be what a bad friend would do. You keep going without really quite swallowing as you do. You get closer to his face, which is creating an imminent situation you aren't sure how you're going to handle. You haven't planned for it, and it's coming up fast. The hot dog backlog collecting in your throat is getting a bit too heavy, so you try to swallow, but you can't. You gag and cough up all the chewed hot dog matter explosively into his face. Crap. He recoils, absolutely stunned. His bangs are blown back, and he's staring at you with wide eyes. Hot dog and bun bits are all over his face. He says nothing for a moment, then puts his hand to his throat. Oh crap, he's choking. He points at his mouth desperately. You need to do something. Heimlich, of course. That's what you would need to do. You need to save your friend's life. You get behind him and put your good arm around his belly and form a fist. You plunge the fist in under his ribs, trying to dislodge his his masticated delicacy. It's no use. You can't get any leverage in either other arm. It really hurts, though. You'll have to make the sacrifice for your friend. Yes, a friend who may have just tried to trick you into kissing him with a silly hot dog stunt. You're not sure how you'll navigate that tricky subject once he's breathing again, but you'll deal with that later. Right now, you have a life to save. You pull your broken arm out of its sling and grab your other fist in the front of his belly and squeeze. You try and try and try. His face is turning, well, not blue, deep red? I guess this makes sense because his blood is rust-colored. Sure, that makes sense. Except people, when we stop breathing, even though we have red blood, we turn blue. Anyway, you yank one more time, your broken arm throbbing in pain. A huge glob. Whoa. That picture didn't have any legs. Okay. That was like a puppet. Anyway. A huge gob of chewed hot dog launches out of his mouth like a cannonball, and the expulsion creates enough force in the other direction, it causes you to actually lift him up into the air, and accidentally suplex him into the mud behind you. You in turn go tumbling over him, and the two of you are soon locked into an inseparable pinwheel of interspecies downhill mayhem. You roll and roll down the grassy incline towards a nearby neighborhood, toward a street. Luckily, you stop just short of the street, but Diamond's neck lands right on a sharp edge of the curb, and after flipping in the air once or twice, you come down right on his face with your big, fat butt. You hear a crack. Oh no, did we kill him? Diamond? You slap his cheek a little. No response. He's not breathing. You check his mouth. Throat is clear of hot dog debris. Oh gosh. This can't be happening. You look around panicked. This isn't what you need right now. All you wanted was a friend. You can't be held responsible for alien murder. You have to hide the body. You see a couple kids creeping out of nearby houses to see what all the commotion is. There's no time. You gotta find a bush or something. There, over there. Looks like a little alien bushy thing. Pretty smart. No, it's pretty small, but it'll have to do. You drag the vested, shirtless carcass over to the bush. You dump the body in the bush and it's really not convincing. It looks like a dead kid was unceremoniously dropped on top of a small bush in a poor attempt to conceal a murder. You've got to come up with a better— Wait a minute, someone's standing behind you. Oh, hi. Wow, I wonder if this would have turned out differently if I went with you first. Okay, that's a little scary. But we actually— okay, we murdered someone. Dang it. Okay, spidery kind of voice. Hello, stranger. Don't worry about this little mess you've made. Oh, she does the 3 eyes. I get it, because she has 3 eyes. I'll take care of it for you. Oh, she's got yellow tips on her blue nails. Stylish. You killed him! Oh, no. Let's try that again. Okay. What's up? Boof, 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 boof. I think this is the skip, so let's see. Okay. I'm gonna try asking for a bite of the hot dog because I'm just dangerous. We're dangerous. We've already killed him. We can do this. Forget it. I'm leaving forever. Bye. Disrespectful. Okay. Okay. Friendship. Damien. Skip. Lives nearby. Skip. Guess we'll go for hug now. You open your arms and approach him with the posture of great compassion. You furrow your brow upwardly a bit as if to say, I know how hard it is. You advance, he leans back a little, as if caught off guard by your sympathy. Maybe you're coming on too strong, but you know that there's no turning back now. You don't just throw the brakes into an imminent heartfelt hug like this. You embrace him awkwardly. It goes well for a moment until you realize your arm is broken and it seizes up reflexively in pain. It jostles the hot dog in his hand and he bobbles it. You both gasp. You try to detach from the hug so you can catch the dog, but it's already on its way to the ground. In your attempt to save it, you stagger backwards and slip. The hot dog gets smushed under your big fat butt the moment it makes contact with the ground. Diamond lets out a shriek. No! Aw. Dude, my dog! You scramble to get up in time, hoping you're not as owned as it looks, but your feet keep slipping and your butt keeps grinding the hot dog into the mud. When the carnage finally subsides, you roll over and check it out. It's completely unsalvageable. Just a gross, meaty mud mash, like the hot dog never even existed. Diamond howls in agony and slumps backward against the tree. Oh no, you screwed things up so bad. That's it, man. I lost everything. Not sure what the point of even living anymore. You were absolutely mortified by your clumsiness and foolishness. You have a feeling you'll be thinking about this moment for years to come during those insecure moments when your mind seems to be looking for any excuse to make yourself cringe with self-doubt and shame. Still, you can't help but feel this guy is being a little unreasonable. It's just one hot dog. There are probably plenty more of those to come by for those who know where to look in this strange world. He himself said he makes a habit of enjoying these, so they can't be all that uncommon. Maybe he just has an unusual psychological disorder surrounding a fixation on this particular food item. Yes, that could be it. Poor guy. This just means that he needs your support as a friend all the more. You won't give up on your friends, or for that matter, people who are trying desperately to who you're trying to become friends with. That just isn't who you are as a person. You have an idea. You run it by him with a sense of optimism and salesmanship. The past is behind you, and there's no need to wallow in self-incrimination and guilt over the hot dog incident. Diamond perks up a little. You want to help me get another hot dog? Absolutely. It could be a fun adventure, you say. Something to bond over, to bring two new buddies closer together. Okay, you didn't say that out loud, but you really hope it's true. I don't know. Could be a long shot. Sometimes it can be days before I'm united with another plump treat. Glistening with precipitation. Steaming, relaxing comfortably in a soft melt in your mouth loaf. Dang. Now I really want a hot dog. I guess I don't have much choice but to take you up on the offer, do I? What do you have in mind? It's a good question. You haven't made a plan yet, and frankly, don't even know where to begin. But he's interested in spending more time with you, which is the most important thing. You'll figure something out. You decide a display of confidence is called for here. A real show of leadership to improve morale. You smile, hold your head up high, and tell him to follow you. You know exactly what to do. Well, not really, but you give no indication of that at all. He's definitely intrigued. You've got him hooked now, you think. He's probably wondering if he hit pay dirt, finding a new friend with the hot dog hookup. Of course, you don't have the slightest idea where to find a hot dog, but you've got to admit you're enjoying the feeling of being important and valued by a potential friend. You don't want to do anything underhanded, yet you can't help but feel that you should probably milk this social gambit for all it's worth. This way, you say, as you begin marching confidently in a random direction. He obediently follows and begins rubbing his tummy. You begin to feel nervous almost immediately. You have absolutely no idea how this is going to play out, or if it stands any chance of resulting in a hot dog at the end of the journey. Oh well, you'll figure out something along the way. You lead him through the streets and winding through the yards of strange-looking houses, and he follows. He takes care to make sure you're both not seen, which could get you both into trouble, apparently. The improvised, circuitous route appears to provoke his suspicion. Dude, are you sure you know where a dog is? It seems like maybe you're lost. Oh, absolutely. You're absolutely sure you know where to find one, you say. You're just throwing everyone off the trail who might be following you. He nods solemnly, as if that makes perfect sense. Whew. But you can't keep him guessing like this forever. You've got to do something. Take some bold action to keep his interest in this wiener quest. You say this way. Down here, this is a shortcut to the hot dog supply you're privy to. It's the mother lode. In the sewer? Yes, totally. It's just a short trek through the sewer. Shouldn't be more than another hour or several of sewer trudging. That is, if he still has the will to do what it takes to get his hands on more juicy dogs. Oh, hell yeah. You know it. After you, man. An hour later, you're so deep in the sewer. You've lost all bearings and sense of direction. You could be anywhere by now. You've taken so many crazy turns. Still, you don't let up for a second that you're lost. You've made each turn with decisive conviction. He's still following you, but now he's having trouble keeping up. He's out of breath and struggling with the foul smell. Can't say you're enjoying it much either, but you can't let on to the fact that what you're doing now is anything other than the most casual routine for you. Like you do this every day, just a quick jaunt through the sewer to hit up this vast mythical trove of meat products. Okay, when you put it that way, maybe this all sounds a bit insane. Still, you're in too deep to second guess yourself now. Hey, I gotta stop and rest. I can't lie, I'm starving for a heavenly frankfurter, but this might be too much for me. I don't think I'm cut out for this. You pause and look back. He's sitting down now, slumping against a filthy sewer wall. You're intensely relieved to see that you may have just won this impromptu game of sewer hot dog chicken. But more importantly than that, this looks like an ideal time to show some sympathy and have a bonding moment with your would-be friend. You sit next to him with your broken arm and put a hand on his knee in a platonic but deeply understanding way. Your arm hurts when you do this, but it's worth it. Every little gesture counts when making a new friend. I kinda suck. My looseness is gone. I don't have any skills, and most people think I'm weird for liking hot dogs so much. I'm probably just gonna get cold. I'm not good at going on adventures or anything hard. All I'm good at is finding an easy meal here and there, however I can get it. I like talking to people out of their fine sausages, using tricks or other plays which end up losing me friends. It's been unthinkable that anyone would actually do anything nice for me or would want me to have that sweet, sweet meat I desire. At least it was unthinkable until now. Your heart begins to race. Could it be? Is this terrible improvised sewer escapade actually working? You can't believe it! Nobody's ever done so much or worked so hard to try to get my hands on another magnificent banger. I'm sorry for being emotional, but like, this is new for me? I don't know how to handle it. I'm just so grateful. I'd be thrilled to call you friend, man. Whatever you are. You're overjoyed. Unbelievable. It's almost too good to be true. What now? It's such a sudden turn of good fortune. You hardly know what to do. Should you hug the guy? Last time that didn't go so well. This time he's not holding a hot dog for you to clumsily defile, so maybe this is your moment. Wait. What's that? A deep rumbling sound begins to echo through the tunnels. Oh crap. They found us. It's a drone, dude. Guess like on sewer duty? We gotta run. He gets up, grabs your hand, and sprints. He's a lot faster than he looks when motivated to get moving. He turns this way and that as the rumbling gets closer. Oh gosh, but he slips on something and you both tumble into the river of horrific sludge. Bro! I can't swim. Help! Your bad arm finds purchase on the ledge, and though it's very painful, you heroically salvage your friend from the muck with the other arm. He coughs and gasps for breath. You find a nearby ladder, shove him upward until he starts climbing on his own, and follow him. You burst through a lid on the floor, and you both flop out of the hole, drenched in filth, smelling horrible, and completely exhausted. But at least you're safe, you think. Hey, man. I just want you to know that even though we didn't find the glorious treasure you were leading us to, I'm happy how it all turned out. Maybe I don't need hot dogs in my life as much as I thought. Maybe that's not the real treasure after all. It's been a journey for me, let me tell you. I'm learning so much about myself, about life, because of you. His bushy hair is slicked back from his eyes due to the sludge. He's giving you a penetrating, soulful gaze of presumably pure friendship. Or is it even deeper than that? Wow, this is intense. Then something catches your eye, just above him, something dangling. Lots of dangling things, actually. Come to think of it, it's really cold in here. Freezing, in fact. Wait, are we in a freezer? You realize, holy crap, you're in a weird alien meat locker. You're absolutely surrounded by dangling meat products, including many sausages. Thousands of them. You begin to sob. Your sobbing soon turns to unrestrained wailing of rock catharsis. I can read. He joins you and the tears flow freely from you both. You embrace each other and let it all out. Suddenly it hits you, both of you. This is by far the happiest day of your life. Meet heaven! You're trapped in there forever, aren't you? Unless the thing opens from the inside. Hey, we did it! Yes, we befriended! We did? Did we do this? Yeah, we got meet heaven! Meet heaven now! Okay. That's great. Excitement. Woo! How long have I been recording? I don't even know. About 30 minutes? I think I can do the last one of this. So let's see. Start. And we go the other route. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, our daughter, Carmilla. I like her name. I like her looks. I think she's homicidal because she was going to help me hide that freaking body of this little hot dog boy. So, who knows? Okay. Yes, someone's approaching. A strange gray-skinned alien clad in blue. Perhaps they'll make for a good friend. Knowing most cerulean, cobalt bloods, they tend to be really crappy people. So, sorry, Vriska friends. Vriska, like, fans and friends combined makes frans. Vriska's a terrible person sometimes. But anyway. Okay, Ardata. I had a voice for her, now I can't remember it. So, here we go. Dear God. And just what are you supposed to be? Your stammering reply eventually conveys that you are a lost traveler who is hungry, probably needs some medical treatment. You're also really lonely and wouldn't mind making a new friend right about now. Oh my. Yes! Do that anime laugh. Girl. Okay. Oh, how funny this is. How very droll. You want to be my friend? It's too much. This thing at my doorstep, wishing to know me in any capacity. The hilarity somehow escapes my ability to capture it with maniacal laughter. How rare. You apologize for your presumptuous request. You hang your head, turn around again to walk away. And just what the hell do you think you're doing? Who invited you to leave? Said the spider to the fly. You stop in your tracks obediently and turn to face her again. Your possibly broken ribs are throbbing in pain, but this does not strike you as the right moment to exhibit weakness. It dawns on me that we may have gotten off on the wrong saunter pod. What are my manners? Ghastly behavior on my part. After all, it isn't your fault you seem to be some sort of hideous freak, is it? And such a tragic creature cannot be held responsible for such a devastating shortfall of social competence. I would weep for you, really, except that crying out of 3 eyes at once gets a bit messy. So instead, I think I'll be saving my tears for someone less offensively worthless. You aren't sure if she's inviting you inside, or if she just got you to stay a little longer so she could insult you some more. You try to remain stoic while your confrontational new friend decides what to do with you. Unfortunately, you sniffle slightly. I like her background music. I kind of dig it. It's so fancy. Oh my, oh dear, you're sad? So amusing to me, mildly endearing even. Perhaps I'll decide later if it's endearing once I have more information. It's entirely possible I will retroactively decide it's disgusting. But for now, try to put yourself at ease. You completely pitiful fool. Not one more sniffle. Do you understand? You nod while practicing exemplary control over your nose. You have gotten yourself so agitated. I wonder why. You have nothing to worry about from me. Of course, I will be your friend. Conditionally, I mean. There is a chance the designation will be formalized if you behave in ways I approve of. Starting now. Let's call it a friendship in progress, agreed? Your heart swells. This is what you've been waiting for. A new friend? Oh gosh. All you have to do now is try not to screw everything up at all. Possibly for many hours. Come inside my hive. This way, after me. You look like you could use nourishment. I don't know what it is whatever you are eats. Generally, but it doesn't matter. You'll eat whatever it is I have on hand if I tell you to. How does that sound? How does it sound? It sounds fine, I guess, or it sounds good. I'll do whatever you say. Hold on. Soy? I'll just put a save here. And close. Okay. Do whatever you say. Obviously, it sounds good. You will definitely enjoy it. You will enjoy everything I provide you with and tell you to do. I can't imagine any sort of negativity or disagreement coming from one of my friends. I will assume that we share this philosophy when it comes to friendship? You say, oh yes, absolutely. You nod as enthusiastically as you can without aggravating your broken ribs. You consider giving her a thumbs up as well, until you realize that one of your arms is probably broken too. You try to make sure she doesn't notice though. It would probably leave a bad impression. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure incarceration. Okay. There's something I need your help with. Are you going to feed me to your Lucis? This seems very possible. Especially with the meat hooks just hanging there. And the mysterious brown and common hued smudges. Except there's like purple right there, I think. Unless that's just weird shading. Anyway. You follow her into her hive. It's a bit gloomy in here. You suppose she's gonna fix you something to eat soon, as promised. You pass through her kitchen and out the other side to another room? Okay, you guess dinner can wait. This way, try not to let any of your broken limbs slow you down. A good friend wouldn't allow such trifling physical elements to cause me any inconvenience. Oh, so you guess she does know you're injured. Fair enough. You hop a little faster, through another door, into a much darker room, and now down a flight of stairs? It's hard to see. There are torches along the wall ahead. A monstrous noise rumbles below. Don't mind her. She's just hungry. She's always hungry, though. What's that? You're hungry, too? I've not forgotten. What sort of piece of crap friend do you take me for? And you didn't remind her that you're hungry. You thought it, though. Can she read your mind? Probably. Wouldn't surprise me. We already have like 1 out of like 2 blue bloods that we know that do that sort of thing. Water. Okay. You hope not. This is gonna make this friendship in progress a bit awkward. Here we are. This is where you'll be most useful to me as a friend. Oh no! She's a photographer! Run for your lives! Okay. You look around with a sense of relief. You see no sign of whatever hungry thing was grumbling down here. You are less relieved to see several other kids trapped in cages of various shape and size. Suddenly got very life is strange up in here. One of them makes eye contact with you. The boy is the same kind of alien as her, horns and all. His dark red symbol on his shirt. His expression seems to plead with you. He struggles to say, "Help." Your new friend looks unamused and twitches her fingers. "Help, though," he says. "Help, though?" By which I mean, hello, of course. Looks like you're the new friend in progress, chosen by the great and beautiful Ardata. She's my savior, my reason for being. I am nothing without her. I'd hollow myself out and let her make a nest inside of me if she'd permit it. You turn away from this boy. You don't want to hear anything he has to say ever again. Don't mind him. He's always regarded himself as a comedian. Come over here. This is what I need your help with, if you're going to have any value to me as a friend. You're led to a dank corner of this well, you're gonna call it like you see it, this dungeon. Your new friend has a dungeon full of sad, suffering children, and presumably a monster lurking somewhere in here as well. It's not ideal. Then again, social beggars like you can't be choosers. I've been having an awful time with it. You can do it for me. It'll save me time. You look at the thing in question. You doubt she's been having an awful time with it. You doubt this because it's still in its box, looking completely untouched since it was brought down here. It's a box containing a table? A table that looks ominously like it was designed to keep a person strapped to its surface. I'll need you to assemble it. Here's a screwdriver. In case you need it, I will assume other required tools are contained within the box. Cursed troll IKEA. Everything's in New Alternian, which kind of looks like Skyrim symbols. Anyway. You take the screwdriver with your non-broken arm. This isn't exactly what you had in mind. You don't know what you had in mind, really. A warm meal? Friendly banter? Perhaps a sling for your arm and remedial balm for your ribs. Still, you open the box without protest. Hold on, before you start, this'll make for excellent content. My fans will appreciate this. No, she's a streamer! Run! Okay. Weep. She sets up a video recording device on a tripod and points it at you. A video feed comes to life on several monitors just behind you. You see in one corner of a screen an unflattering angle of your torso hunched over the furniture box. Other rectangles contain shots of the other kids in cages around the room. You suppose cameras are pointing at them too. You had no idea this friendship came with a perk of instant stardom. Now you may begin. She's suddenly sitting in an uncomfortable-looking chair facing you and holding a chalice, swishing around some viscous liquid it contains. You have all the parts spread out on the floor, organizing according to their labels in the instructions. You try to remember the last time you assembled something like this. You don't recall enjoying it, to be perfectly honest. This doesn't look like it'll be fun at all. She frowns conspicuously. Oh, how sad for you. I'm sorry, is this activity not to your liking? You reassure her vigorously that no, it actually looks amazing. You love stuff like this. It's what you were born for, you say as you swish the screwdriver around, demonstrating your plainly evident skill with the tool. You forget the thing that you just thought. Completely arbitrary and wrong thoughts pop into your head all the time. It meant nothing. You swear. Yes, I hear that a lot. Continue. You open the little bag full of screws. Jesus, there are like 50 screws in this thing. Where could most of these screws possibly even go? Judging from the picture, the table really doesn't seem that complicated. You look at your screwdriver, then study the screws. Every single one requires an Allen wrench. Does this even come with an Allen wrench? The instructions seem to suggest it does. You look around but don't see one. Did you open the bag too forcefully? Did the alien wrench go bouncing off into the dark dungeon crevice nearby? Maybe you lost some of the screws too. Dang it. You begin to sweat. Look around nervously. You check underneath one of the parts. No, it's not under there. You grip the screwdriver a little tighter. You wonder what to do next. Get the hell out of there, or just do your best assembling the table. This is what friends are for. Well, I'm pretty sure that would just cause problems, but I'm saving yet again. Yes. Over the last save. Live dangerously. Okay, we are going to do our best. You decided it would be best not to complain about the missing Allen wrench. Your friend would probably consider it bad form. You'll just make do and twist in all the screws by hand as best as you can. Your broken arm isn't making this any easier. You favor the other one and prop pieces into place, precariously leaning against one another, while you nudge them into position with your legs and the screw holes, so the screw holes align. It's really frustrating work. You're not going to lie. As you were twisting in the first screw, the grooves slip and the screw gets stuck, but you've already turned it too tight. Now it's hard to get out. You twist in reverse harder, but the fingers slip and the table pieces start to slide. They're going to fall. You react to catch them, but it's too late. The heavier piece tips over and slams you in the broken ribs on the way to the floor. It hits you the floor with a bang, and the screw stuck pops out and goes bouncing 10 or 15 feet away, settling deep underneath a piece of the dungeon furniture. Gosh, you're probably gonna need to get that. You hear a light chuckle. Good. Good. She takes another sip from her chalice and settles even more comfortably into her chair. Is she enjoying this? You think she's enjoying watching you struggle to put this stupid thing together. Maybe a bit too much. Nevertheless, you continue. A friend is a friend, and you don't like to let your friends down. You've committed yourself to this project. You will get that screw out from under there a bit later, maybe when you need the final screw. You turn your attention back to the table pieces and try a different strategy. You place the biggest part, the table platform, flat on the floor. The legs would be pointing upward if they were attached. You position one leg in the right spot, in alignment with the holes. Sit on the table platform and steady the leg with your feet. Grab the other screw and concentrate. She sounds so pleased. It's strange, you admit, for watching this sort of activity to make someone so happy. But you also have to admit taking a certain pride in it. It's wonderful, actually, to feel useful, wanted, Important even, if only somewhat meant menially, to a great new friend who has discovered a way for your talents to improve her life. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice one of the cage kids reaching out with his hand. He's concentrating. Then you notice the screw you lost slowly sliding out from underneath its hiding place. Nice! Everyone's working like a team down here. Our Data does not look at the kid, but sneers a bit. She reaches towards him, and he appears to have stopped breathing. After a moment, you notice the screw slowly slides back under the thing. She releases him from his breathing problems, resumes her pleasant expression, and takes another sip from the chalice. You guessed that was against the rules? You decide to make a note of it. Your friend runs a tight ship down here. You respect that. It's dark. Okay, about an hour later, you have all 4 legs on, plus some other accoutrements attached. You wrestle mightily with the thing to get it upright, using your only good arm. It seems she may have forgotten about the final missing screw. You doubt the table needs it. You decide you won't bring it up if she won't. You give it a test. Pretty wobbly since you were only able to tighten the screws with your bare fingers. But again, she doesn't seem to mind. She reclines and has a look on her face which makes her appear absolutely enamored of your handiwork. She has finished her drink, and the chalice is on the side table. Some awful-looking thing crawls along the floor towards her. It looks like some sort of spider, the size of an average dog. Its abdomen is preposterously large. Actually, you'd think it's a giant tick. That's what it looks like. Oh, it's her Lucis. That's her mama in the background picture. Nice. It settles just in front of her. She puts her legs on top of it and crosses them. It settles under their weight and grumbles. Let's try it out, shall we? You shrug and sit down on the rather rickety table. You're about to lie down, but she interrupts you. No. You fool. You absolute fool. What do you think you're doing? That's not what I meant. Get up. You stand up, embarrassed. Again, without looking at the cage kid, she raises an arm towards him and beckons. He stares blankly and opens his own cage, which apparently wasn't locked. He shuffles vacantly over to your table and lies down on its surface. The cage was meant for his protection, not the other way around. Anyway, she looks at you expectantly. You aren't sure what to do. What? You didn't think I'd be playing table stickball on that thing, did you? You aren't sure what table stickball is? Oh, you really are pretty simple, aren't you? It's like a miniature version of arena stickball played on a table. Got it? So pool. You don't, but you nod. No. Go to it. You shackle the kid's arms and legs to the table. That seems to be the right thing to do, since the thing comes fitted with shackles. She gets up and lifts her huge tick-like pet. It makes more grumpy noises. She plops the enormous thing right down on the kid's chest. He appears rendered unable to protest. The tick bites the boy's neck and begins to feed. She smiles and pats its swelling abdomen. Dark rust-colored blood dribbles from the place where it's attached to the boy's neck. Moments go by while she looks gratified by the process, proud almost, then looks at you expectantly. Well? You don't know what she means. The final screw. Aren't you going to retrieve it and screw it into whatever needs to go? The job isn't done. I don't keep the company of many individuals who leave things unfinished, you know. Of course, what were you thinking? You should have known your friend wouldn't let that go unnoticed. Actually, you feel like an idiot for thinking it would. You stoop very low to the ground on your knees, placing your cheek just above the floor. You peer under the large edifice. It's dark in there, and goes back a ways. Lots of room for that darn little screw to roll. You take a few pitiful swipes with your good arm and then come up empty. It must be further back. You think you can see it? Yeah, that must be it. Just a little farther. You have an idea. A tool would be helpful. Guess the screwdriver will come in handy after all. How did she know? Your new friend must be very wise. You'd think you'd like her more. You're liking her more every minute. You grab the screwdriver and feel around for it. Yes, you got it, you think. You carefully scrape it closer to yourself and pick it up. Then go back to the table and find one of the remaining holes you left unscrewed. You slide under the table as a mechanic would with a car. There it is. The table is creaking and wobbling quite a bit now. The tick is really getting into its dinner, it seems. All the loose screws and tables have added up to a lot of give and leeway in the overall stability of the furnishing. Maybe the final screw will help. Ardata has returned to the setup with monitors. She's adjusting some settings on the feed, controlling the zoom of the camera, and typing some remarks into a chat window. This is very good material today. It's not often that I can provide content of this caliber to my subscribers. Go on, complete your project. This will be very good. You still think it's weird that she likes watching you put furniture together so much, but you're not one to judge friends. Sounds like a great way to lose friends, honestly. You screw in the final screw, but the stresses on the table are causing the holes to be misaligned. This will not be easy. The huge tick shifts its grotesque body above you, causing the table to creak loudly. You nervously slide halfway out from under the table to check it out. Then a loud pop. Then the sound of scraping metal. 6 or 7 screws shoot out of the desk, like rivets in a sinking submarine. What a piece of crap this is. You think, a little too late. You really needed that Allen wrench. All 4 legs splay dramatically out from beneath it at once like a baby deer on ice. The table platform comes crashing down on your lower torso, breaking your pelvis. You bellow in pain and flail to pull yourself out. Oh gosh, you forget that you're still holding the screwdriver. In your desperate flailing, you plunge the screwdriver into the fat bottom of the tick, which begins gushing red blood with great force, spraying your entire upper body and face. The beast starts thrashing wildly and screaming. You can't see your new friend due to the blood in your eyes, but you can't imagine she's thrilled about what's going on here. Your annihilated pelvis is in perfect agony. You have to get your miserable torso out from under this table. You have an idea. With your broken arm, you start slapping the big butt of the screaming tick while yelling, "Yeehaw!" You clutch the screwdriver handle with your other hand hard. The blood-gushing monster starts kicking and rearing and blasts off across the dungeon floor like a pig at a rodeo. You hold on for dear life, still blind, but your plan works. You've been pulled out from under the tomb you've spent the last hour constructing for yourself. Your pelvis is in ruins, but at least you're free now and riding like the wind. I like that she's running in the background. It's great. As you and the blood-spewing tick go tearing around the room, crashing into stuff, you hear a boy crying. You guess Ardata became distracted enough by your foolish display to cease her paralyzation method on him. Or maybe distracted is the wrong word. Maybe she's disappointed by your foolishness. Oh gosh, you might be blowing it right now. Really? The tick swerves suddenly and starts running up the stairs. Ow, ow, ow. Your brittle pelvis feels every step of the way up. It careens through the rest of the hive, crashes through the front door, and comes to a sudden halt. You're catapulted violently over its backside and sail 50 yards through the air. You land on your butt and wipe the blood from your eyes. Okay, this is embarrassing, but everyone makes mistakes, right? You can still salvage this friendship. You know you can. You turn back to look at her hive. Ardata is standing in her doorway with a furious look on her face. She's flipping you off. You will not be my friend. No. Well, we did totally just, stab her Lucis in the butt. Okay, we can do this. I'm 12 years old. Okay. Load? Let's try from the last thing. Get the hell out of here. First, you clear your head of thoughts and try to think of innocent thoughts. Fluffy clouds in the sky, ironing some clothes, a winning touchdown pass from the sports. Ardata's long black hair spilling over her cloak. Wait, those are not innocent thoughts. Shut it down. Shut it down. There's no time for thinking. You have to act. You hurl the screwdriver at her and run. She calmly lifts her hand towards one of the kids in the cages. The kid tenses up and lifts a hand in the direction of the screwdriver. The screwdriver freezes midair right in front of Ardata's head. You run up the stairs. She twitches a finger and the cage kid goes full body spasm, and the screwdriver goes sailing towards you. It stabs deep into your leg and you buckle over, tumbling backward down the stairs. Your crumpled heap at the bottom of the stairs bleeding, and you think your arm is broken in 2 places now. That didn't seem very friendly to me. Luckily for you, I'm very determined to make relationships work. Even ones with people who flee simple furniture assembly projects. She stands over you. You attempt to pull the screwdriver out of your leg, but your entire body locks up. You can't move. She holds an outstretched hand just above you. You shouldn't try to move yet. And you certainly shouldn't try to pull that screwdriver. You'll get blood everywhere. To my three little eyes, under the present conditions, it seems to me that only one of us should attempt walking, that only me... Okay, let me try saying that sentence again. To my three little eyes, under the present conditions, it seems to me that only one of us should attempt walking up these stairs. You feel relieved. Perhaps she has some alien means of levitating you up the stairs? Wait, no. Your body is tensing up again. It's moving without your permission. You get on your feet without taking the screwdriver out. Wow, that hurts. What is she making you... Wait, what? She can't be. She's using... To use both your arms and all your strength and pick her up entirely. The pain from... You're holding her? Dang it. We're carrying her up the stairs. The pain from your arm is excruciating. Arms with broken bones are not meant for heavy lifting. The additional weight on your wounded leg isn't great either. You hold her as a groom would hold a bride. She wraps her arms around your neck to hang on to you in what strikes you as an overly familiar manner. She looks directly into your eyes and grins. This is better. Now, onward and upward, my new friend. Your leg begins to operate without your consent. They wobble and struggle under the weight. The wound throbs. You lumber back up the long flight of stairs, carrying her all the way. Back in the kitchen. You take her back to the kitchen and set her down in a chair seated at a table. You didn't think I'd forget about dinner time, did you? Let's put your unfriendly behavior behind us. It's a good thing for you that I'm benevolent enough to overlook disgusting acts of betrayal. You may have noticed I keep several friends in my hive who I have similarly forgiven. Consider the transgression blood beneath the abattoir. You exhale. Now that you mention it, yes, you are hungry. Maybe a warm meal will lift your spirits and get this heretofore turbulent friendship back on track. Maybe you'll even get a chance to pull the screwdriver out of your leg. You pull out your chair and attempt to sit down, but your legs lock up, and then you stand again. Apparently this was not the right thing to do. Oh, but why are you sitting? There's cooking to be done. You stagger mechanically over to the fridge and open it. You pull out a large hock of some sort of alien mystery meat and put it on the counter. With your broken arm, you reach in anguish for a big dangling meat cleaver. You chop the hock, wincing with each swing of the cleaver. You place the sliced meat in a frying pan, sear it lightly, and serve it on a plate, very rare, just the way your new friend likes it. You didn't know this the way she likes it, but you surmise this is what she prefers in a piece of meat, since technically she is the one doing the cooking. You put it on the table in front of her, along with a fork and knife beside it. Your muscles relax as you apparently are allowed to control your own body again. She does nothing except for look at you with a pleased expression. You eye the meat in front of her and the meat on the counter and the chair on the other side of the table. What should you do? Prepare a plate for yourself? Is that what she wants you to do? Well, it looks like you're confused. Isn't it obvious what to do next under your own volition? A good friend would know what to do. In fact, I don't think a good friend would take nearly as long to decide what the right thing to do next is. It seems to me that a very rude friend would hesitate for as long as you are hesitating. Or perhaps someone who is not a friend at all. You begin to sweat again. You clearly don't have much time to make up your mind. If you wait for even a few seconds longer, you'll probably be guilty of being a bad friend, maybe a dreadful one. It's not the type of person you'd like to think you are. What will you do? Feed her. This feels like the only obvious thing to do. She's looking up at you quite expectantly. You reach for the fork with your good arm. You go for the knife on your other. Ow. You can't do it. The arm is much less serviceable when the muscles are not being forced via psychic override to disregard the pain response. Nevertheless, she looks at you patiently and smiles. That's nice of her, you think, not to be mad about it. You feel like you're growing closer to your new friend by the minute. You put the fork down and pick up the knife with your good arm. You cut the meat into several pieces with a careful sawing motion. You put the knife down and pick up the fork and stab a piece. You put it close to her mouth. She seems pleased. Very good. Nice technique. Well-sized morsels, too. She chews the meat with excellent form. She has very good table manners, you think. When she finishes the piece, you slice off some more and continue. The meat looks very good. Your mouth is watering, but she doesn't offer any. Oh well, when it's the right time for you to eat, too, you're sure she'll let you know. The meal is finished. There's no more meat, except for a few pieces of unchewable gristle, which you did not try to feed her. That would be thoughtless. Very bad service. She reclines deeples her fingers, looking quite pleased with how the evening has gone so far. You aren't sure why she's laughing. Did you do something funny? Oh my, what a fool. You point at yourself, wondering if she's referring to you. You don't know what you could have done that was foolish, if so. You're also not sure what she finds so amusing. She pauses her laughter for a minute or two, and then slowly begins to frown. A faint blue tear rolls down her cheek from her bottom eye. The truth is, I don't even know why I'm laughing. This isn't very funny, what's happening here. It was a good dinner. You did a good job, whoever you are. She puts her face in both her hands and sobs quietly. You have no idea what to do about this. You stand there, still holding the fork, feeling a bit useless. There's a lot of pressure, you know. Being so respected and admired for your high status in this world. I didn't ask for this, to be superior to so many. Much is expected of you, much is presumed about what your personality will be, before you even develop one. You work hard and build a brand, based only on what you think people assume you would like. Sometimes I wonder, am I even that good at being sinister? Could I be more sinister if I tried harder? Maybe this is not my true calling after all. You begin to offer words of sympathy. All this seems heartbreaking to you, your poor new friend, but your jaw muscles contract and your mouth shuts involuntarily. You guess it's not your turn to speak yet. Okay, that works for you. You like to be a good listener to your friends. But what would happen if I changed my brand, if I stopped being so sinister online? My friends and followers would deride and reject me, and my superiors will eat me alive. If I show weakness, if I scale back my bloodthirsty content, will I incur the scorn of a wise clown with 100 million subscribers that can read? Will I be in a cage someday listening to a fool honk his horn for likes? No, I must persist. How lonely it is to know that this is all I can do until the day I leave this planet. I have no material or sensory comforts left for me here. Until I can get on a ship and fly away, pain is my only solace. Your hand holding the fork grips tighter. You're horrified to realize what it is in the process of doing. You bring it down hard on her hand, which is placed flat on the table. She doesn't flinch or react in any way. 3 trails of cerulean blood flow from the tines where they pierce her skin. That wasn't friendly, you think? But then you weren't the one who did it, were you? You're so confused. My subscribers are not real friends. They adore me only for my sinister content, the show I provide, my wicked, infectious laughter. I get jealous of them sometimes, because they get to watch my content. It must be thrilling, I think, but maybe. Am I jealous of them because they get to be the people who aren't me? Aw. This is deep, I know. Apologies if you cannot relate. Oh, poor girl. Poor psychopathic girl. She pulls the fork out of her hand and lays it gently on the plate of gristle you didn't feed her. The people downstairs in their cages aren't my friends either. They act like they're my friends, though, and sometimes I even believe it. But they don't really want to be friends with me. Nobody does. The only person who ever really wanted to be my friend, who's ever tried to be, is you. You clear your throat to point to yourself innocently. That's it. I've decided. You have passed the test. You will become my friend officially. As such, I think a reward is in order. You are overjoyed. Your heart starts racing. You can't believe it. A real new friend. But you don't have much time to enjoy this achievement. Your body is doing something again. You bend down in a strained motion and pick up the plate and fork. You position the plate with your wide open mouth and begin to scrape all the remaining gristle and begin chewing. It's virtually inedible. Your mouth humors the act of chewing for a few seconds and then you swallow it all whole in one painful gulp. Tastes like friendship. Friendship, she's crying. Yeah. But we didn't even die once. Hell yeah! Ah! Yeah! Okay, this has gone on for quite some time, and I've got somewhere to be in about like an hour or so, and I haven't eaten anything in a while. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to play some more Friendsim. Hopefully I can get those up really soon. I will see you guys all next time. Bye!
Hey there. Consider becoming a patron, just like the phenomenal Gerald Thomas, Bleed Red, and Alexander Madeline.